Hello everyone, today I am at St Helen, Auckland in southwest Durham on the edge of West Auckland, which obviously you might be aware is famous for where Mary Ann Cotton was finally caught, and also the winners of the first World Cup was at West Auckland. Apologies for the noise, I am right next to a busy road. It's a road many of you will probably have driven past over the years if you were heading off to Teesdale, the Lake District or Blackpool. But now you generally probably go along the bypass. So it's a very old church. There's no major tower. This is the second time I've been here today. On the way to Barnard Castle, I popped in about 8:15, but it was so dark I couldn't read any of the headstones. So on my way back home, I thought I'd pop in. Now, one of the most interesting ones here, literally come through the gate on the right, is this memorial. I'll show you the front of it. Let's see if I can see who it is. I think it's to the memory of Dorothy. I can't actually read what it is. The lichens are all over that one. So it's Dorothy, the wife of James. I think that's... it's hard to see. James something. But let's just say the interesting thing is what's on the back. And it's this Latin prose of Mors Vitanda Malo Sancto Invitanda Malarum Ultimus Elt Finis Vel Fine Malum. Now, with a lot of Latin things, it's hard to get an exact transcription, but I found this poem on the internet, and it's by John Owen. It's hundreds of years old, and an English translation basically is this one plays on a contrast. The death for the evil man is evil without end, while death for the holy man is welcome as the end of evils. Or death unto bad men bane, to good men bliss, an endless ill, or end of all ill is. So, lovely Latin inscription there. I think it's basically like a Latin poem, a 2-verse poem. Now, I know these headstones because these are some of my ancestors. This one's got prime position. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous headstone. It's quite thick as well. And this is to the memory of Elizabeth, the wife of George Langstaff of Butterknoll, who died back in 1763, aged 71 years. Also George Langstaff, who died March the... I think that's 1769. George was actually my 7 times great-grandfather, and Elizabeth was his wife. It's also mentioned at the bottom, and his second wife, she was about 30 odd years younger than him. But George was a colourful gentleman. He was over 20 stone. He owned a colliery, and on 29th of December 1766, with his young wife, they baptised a daughter at Hamsterley Parish Church. Now, at the same service, he had a son called George Langstaff. He baptised his son called George, but also a grandson of George, because he had loads of grandkids, was also called George, and he baptised his grandson by the name of George Langstaff. So in one service, a son, a father and a grandfather all baptised a child, which I very much doubt has happened many occasions over history. The next 3 are all members of the Langstaff family. That one's in memory of Thomas Langstaff, late of West Auckland. Again, you'll notice a long S, like an F. There's quite a lot of stuff on the internet about this Langstaff family, and I'm related to them through my granddad Blackett, who's from Butterknoll. So, good thing about this church, it's got loads of the old style epitaphs from the 1700s and the first part of the early 1800s. We've got some of these false crypts as well. And now this lovely little garden section here. And this, look at this. This one's from 1784. To the memory of John, the son of John and Margaret Jackson of Whitney Weir and grandson of David and Catherine Jackson, late of, I think that's really fell. He died December the 11th, 1784, aged 19 years. And the epitaph is from Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth. So look at how perfect that inscription is from getting on to what's 250 years ago. Hi, I'm just doing a little video.
There's an interesting one over there.
Which one is it? So I'll probably have to do 2 parts to this video because it's so big. I've been here before, about 3 years ago. So your voice might be on camera if you're because I can't edit anything at the moment. So which one is it over there? Just roughly.
There's a lady over here that her ancestors came from Australia.
All right.
And she's called Janet Taylor.
All right.
Now Janet Taylor was a lady in a man's world because she had her own factory in London.
Right.
And she did maths.
Oh.
She did nautical instruments for the Royal Navy.
Right. Because the last time I came here, it was one Sunday. I just popped in on the way back to Sunderland, so I didn't even go down the back of everywhere around here. So you don't realise how big it is.
Well, the five gravestones there.
Yeah.
Are associated with the Scotland Down.
All right.
Somewhere in here there'll be Mary Ann Potter's children, but the graves will live.
Oh, because see, I love these style ones, these like 1700s ones. Sorry, what's your name? Sorry, yeah.
I'm the churchwarden. I'm John.
Oh, John. Hi, John. I'm Paul.
Janet Taylor. It tells you exactly what she was. He's got the rights to the book, the film, everything.
Right.
He's got it there, and she's buried here. And he was a priest at the church as well. So she died in the vicarage.
Right.
She's now buried.
Oh, is that the vicarage there?
Yeah.
All right. God, it's huge, isn't it?
Oh yeah, huge. Bigger than what you think.
Yeah, this will be on YouTube tonight probably later on. Because my granddad's from Buttonrow, so I've got a few family like that. George Langstaff, you know, and the one as you come at the door.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my 7 times great grandfather and his wife and all them. He was a bit of a character.
Because inside the church.
Well, are you open all afternoon, or are you just tidying up or something?
I can take you in. There's no problem. At the top of the altar there's Cuthbert Carr, which was Captain Carr.
Right.
And he defended Newcastle. He was a staunch royalist.
Oh,
he was the defender of Newcastle.
Right.
And he lived in the manor house there.
Yeah.
And he built a folly on the top of Bristleton. There was a tower. And it was called Bristleton.
I've heard of that simply because I'm sure he was connected to this Langstaff family and the newbies. There was some of them were Quakers, and there was a folly, wasn't there? But George Langstaff used to knock around with them all. He was about 24 stone, I think. He had a colliery at buttonhole, and he had a second wife who I think was about 30 odd years younger than him, who's buried there. And I just put in the video because when he was about 60 odd, he had a younger wife and he had a daughter, and he got her baptised at Hamsterley.
Right,
but on the same ceremony, his son called George was baptised in his son called George, and his grandson was called George, and he baptised. So there was like a father, grandfather, and thingy were all sort of baptised at the same time.
The gravestone on the right hand side, what you were doing on the left hand side, that's called Churchwarden's Corner.
Right.
But, that was laid flat, and when we did the extension in 2018, we had to put the gas mains through there.
Right.
And they went down, and lo and behold, here's this grave marker.
Aye.
And it looks pristine because it's been buried for so long.
Right.
That if you compare them,
Yeah.
you think, you look at that with the
Oh.
other one.
Right. Well, what we'll do, I've just got to finish this video off.
Yeah.
And if you're still here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. It was brilliant. So thanks for all that information. That's absolutely brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of extra information there from the Churchwarden. See if I can find some of the old "Here lieth" headstones. I think it served quite a large area, West Auckland, over towards High and Whitton, up towards Hamsterley, West Auckland. But there was a church at Hamsterley. There was one at later on at Button, or there was definitely one at Cockfield and one at Staindrop. Lots of mentions of West Auckland. They're beautifully engraved, some of these. Here lie the remains of Christopher Rams here, who died at New Moors in this chapelry aged 81 years. Also of Cicely, his wife, who died at the same place aged 80 years. This stone was erected to their memory by their son William Ramsay of Leeming Lane, Yorkshire, anno 1830. So 1830, that's that nearly 200-year-old. But just a good example, the couple both lived decent ages, 80 to 81. Now this one's got a nice little epitaph, tiny writing at the top of it. See if I've done it too. Might have been. Stars in glory we see, something like that. Look at that. So even that's engraved there. I did see another epitaph when I was just walking down here. There's one of the old style ones. Here lies the body of Hannah Simpson, the wife of George Simpson, who departed this life March the 27th, 1779, aged 39 years. Just going to have a look at this couple I saw over here, if I can find that. How intricate that is, look. How you sculpted that. Here lieth the body of Thomas Foster of West Auckland, who departed this life on the 21st of January 1737 in the 65th year of his life. It's the oldest one I've seen so far. It's that, nearly 300 years old, and look at it. You can read every single word on it. To the north of this stone lieth Elizabeth, this daughter, interred July. I think that's 13th, 17th something. You see, like, look at the engraving on that, how it differs. It's not as straight as ones from earlier time. Oh, this is the epitaph I wanted to have a look at. This is Elizabeth Snaith, wife of William Snaith of Etherley. That's not too far away. See if I can see this here, because there's a... in Sure and... in Sure and... certain hope to rise and claim her mansion in the skies. A Christian here, her flesh laid down, the cross exchanging for a crown. You can see there. See the old brickwork there. I don't really know much about church architectural styles, but it looks old. Lots of epitaphs in this particular graveyard. Oh, cried, death. That one's worn. I'm surprised if there's name Evenwood, that's a village a couple of miles away, or probably about 4 miles away. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some mining epitaphs in this particular churchyard. There's a few collieries in the area. As you can see, it is quite a large churchyard. There's a good view of the church. From this way around you can see. Simple. Pretty. Here lieth the remains of George Wade, son of George and Rachel Wade of West Auckland. 1791. He was only 9 years, that son. What's this in? Is it Latin or Greek? Lots of these old ones. West Auckland. Oh, there, St Helens, Auckland. So we've got Bishop Auckland, then Tyndale Crescent, then St Helens, Auckland, and then West Auckland. It's a local surname, Moses. Quite a few Moseses over towards like Evenwood, Buttonall, I know from your own family tree. Another Moses. Etherly. But as that warden said, some of Mary Ann Cotton's, well, I don't know if they were her children or her last husband's children, are buried in here. And if I remember, I think they only found it because they dug at least one of them up and found traces of arsenic poisoning. So this would be this particular place. Oh, there's a bit of memento mori there. Always some memento mori in these old ones. Be warned of the silent call that you for death prepare, for it may come, and thou not hear the manner when nor where. Basically telling you, you must die. Remember, you must die. I might have to do split this video into two because I'm not going to get around even like a third of it, well, or even a fifth of it. From Brusselton, it's a village on the way to Darlton. Darlton's only about 12 miles away from here. Nice surname, Brownbridge. No more wars can reach the peaceful sleeper here, while angels watch his soft repose. Be tens of thousands of people buried in this particular churchyard. I think what I'll do is I'll just bring the video to a close over here because I need to be better prepared next time I come here, because as you can see it's about the size of a football pitch altogether. So thank you very much for watching this. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, and if you wish to, click on the subscribe. So I'll see you next time.